Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to this live stream. My name is Chandrakant, and every day at 12:45, I meet you live with business opportunities. It's basically a discussion of, what are the new opportunities, what are the new ideas, tips, and tricks which are related specifically for businesses. And today, we all know that the 5G is out there, at least starting with the top 5 cities in India. Then it will spread very quickly to next 8. And then by the March 2024, 2023, the entire country will be completely covered with 5G services. So this video is not about talking about the 5G advantages, disadvantages, but a particular segment and particular opportunity which is emerging because of 5G, and that is called NAAS. So let us come and discuss this in detail. Well, I think at this point it is important to talk about Geo 5G because there are multiple players which are providing 5G services, and one of them is Geo. And as you know, that Geo came in the last. They started off in 2016, and they've spread across the entire country, and they become a very prominent telecom operator in India. So Geo is preparing for NAS for very long time, and NAS stands for Network as a Service. So this is very specific because Network as a Service will bring a lot of high speed advantages, and NAS is possible purely because of availability of high bandwidth, which now 5G is going to bring. So Reliance Jio has been doing a lot of research and development in this area. They're also doing a lot of research and development in terms of how do you take this service to the market. How do you basically take this so that it is relevant for the enterprises? So all of that background work has been being done very actively by the Geo telecom operator. And since now the 5G is officially launched, very soon Geo will approach you and talk about advantages of Network as a Service. I'm sure there are other telecom operators who will also talk about it, but I'm talking about Geo, starting my discussion with Geo because they have been doing very actively R&D on this, and because of that they are ready to launch now. Along with the 5G rollout, they are ready to launch the NAS service also. And by the way, friends, if you have any comments, you can shoot and it will be visible here on this side of the screen, and I can then read your message and address you with your query. All right, so we have made this point very clear that the NAS is coming in a big way. But what is this animal called NAS? Well, Network as a Service is available for any business where they can actually manipulate data in real time. See, what happens is that whenever there is an e-commerce activity or there is any banking activity, I think most of the IT people would know that it is a batch process. That means because of the availability and CPU utilization, etc., hard disk availability, whenever you access any system, banking or a Amazon type or e-commerce system, then the information will go into some sort of a register where it is recorded, and then the other application will come over and then look at this register, basically the orders which have come from customers, and then execute them. So it is a batch process. That means you are ordering something which is getting recorded in a register and as a batch, and then a bunch of orders will be collected and then sent it for further execution. Now this is the batch process. It is a standard modus operandi of the entire IT industry across the world, because as the business grows, your requirement of data manipulation also grows, but the system was not there to help you with. Now with 5G, the speed is there. Hardware dependency is also taken care, because there are very high speed hard drives now. There are very high speed processors, high speed motherboards, high speed 5G network. So now the speed at which your customers can communicate with you is in gigahertz. That means nearly 2.5 gigabytes per second. That is the kind of speed you will get. So then you can get rid of this batch process, and that is what the network as a service is. Before any data goes into the hard disk, it requires some action on it. It requires a little bit of manipulation. So say for example, if you order something, before your order gets stored somewhere, maybe the shipment can happen immediately, so instead of storing your order into hard disk, you can directly send your order to the warehouse. I mean, the system will travel, the data will travel to the warehouse, and then it will be picked up from there and the shipping will happen. Now the data storage is also very important. So at the end of the entire cycle, which has happened quickly in less than in less than a second, like few milliseconds, your order has been executed completely. After that, the entire data can be stored on a hard disk, or it could be stored on some place. So this will actually improve your efficiency manifold. The system which will now come up because of leverage which the 5G is provided to all the businesses, will be utilizing data in real time. I am emphasizing this word called real time, and that is very important, because speed is everything. Time is money, as people say. So if you can process your customer orders quickly, then you can actually process more orders in that limited time. If you actually go by the old method of batch processing, then there is a limit to number of orders you can process in a day. But if you have the real-time data availability, then there is no limit to how many orders, how many businesses you can close in a limited time. So that is the basic difference, and that is why network as a service will be a great requirement for businesses. And by the way, you can shoot your questions right now, because I am live across all social media platforms, or even if you have question later on, you can share your comments. All right, so this is why the network as a service is going to emerge as a big requirement for the industry. And because the data will be real time, every time whenever we do things, the hard disk takes some time. So for example, if you key in your order on Amazon, it will get stored on a hard disk, and then it will remain stored, and then some other application will pick it up and then take action on it. A call center will pick it up from the same central location and take action on it. Till the time hard disk is busy, the further data cannot get in. So now when the data manipulation is happening in real time, before even it goes to the hard disk, now some strategists are saying that you may not require huge data centers to manage your business, because so this will be an impact on certain category of business. Say for example, there are a lot of data centers which are saying that hey, utilize my hard disk, my antivirus, my space, my real estate, and launch your company. So because you launch your company, you need some data center. Now in their data center, the hard disk utilization will be more on the internet side. I mean, it will eventually come to your hard disk, but hard disk utilization that you need to plan, that during runtime of your application, how much is the data stored that you require, will not be required. So probably with network as a service, you would not need such huge data centers to manage business, and this is going to change the complete landscape of the way we do business. The way we basically plan our IT infrastructure, the way we plan our human infrastructure, because if there are artificial intelligence bot also running, maybe they can take up the job of a lot of these human people. So when your order goes, there is an AI which picks up, and all of that is happening as part of the network as a service before it actually goes into some sort of a data store. So these are the changes which are going to happen because of the high speed network availability. I know this discussion is slightly more technical, but I think, friend, I'm trying to simplify and as much as possible in layman's language, and I'm trying to give logical explanation that network as a service is going to change the landscape. And if you're a business owner, it is going to impact you. Now you can think from the start again. How do you do planning? And that is why it is important at this juncture. If you don't change your thought process of planning your IT infrastructure in a new way, then it will take more time, and you end up eventually doing that, but then you will actually spend a lot of time and energy, and also revenue, probably lose some revenue. But if you quickly ride on this bandwagon, because some of the telecom operators, like I mentioned, Jio, will come up with this offering ready-made. So, and others will also follow. It's not that it is a monopoly. Everybody has an open field. So look at the opportunity. I mean, look at the opportunity from the Jio point of view, because ultimately 5G is a high-speed network. How do you leverage it? Even Jio has to is a private organization. They have to look at the business opportunity when they bundle their 5G with NAAS, which is network as a service. They are looking at the market segment of nearly $1 billion revenue. So you can imagine the impact in India. With launching NAAS, Jio itself may make $1 billion out of this just one service. Why? Because there are nearly 1,200 large enterprises which would like to move to NAAS. People like Amazon, people like Flipkart, people like a lot of these large banks, SBI and all that. They will like to move to NAAS because then they will be able to provide better services, faster reconciliation, and also the stock exchange. These are the requirements. These are large enterprises which will immediately move to network as a service. So I do not know what are the charging mechanism, because the service has to first come to the market, and then these telecom operators will have to talk about their billing. But I think there is a huge, even if the billing is like few cents per transaction, the large enterprises will move. They will be the first mover, and the kind of revenue that a telecom operator can make by providing NAAS is going to be huge, especially from the large enterprises. Look at the medium enterprises. There are about 32,000 medium enterprises which are immediate candidate for adopting NAAS, and about 300,000 small companies, and about 4.5 million micro enterprises. So NAAS is cutting across all segments of business, and therefore it is going to change the business landscape. So friend, I am only talking a high level view today about NAAS, and if you're watching my live stream, you can actually do research on how you can utilize network as a service for your business, because this is going to be very, very beneficial for you. You can transform your business by using network as a service in a totally different direction. So people keep talking about transformation and all kinds of words. These words will have very little meaning if you're not thinking like that. So whatever the opportunity today you have to think. And this is one of the opportunity where you can think, replan your IT, reduce your cost of storage and network, amount of people, utilize most of the AI, because one AI can do a job of 10 people. Utilize those, get rid of your extra baggage on the data centers, and transform your business. Leverage the network as a service solution, which is going to be brought up by the telecom operators like Jio and Airtel and rest of the other industry. So friends, what do you think about these things? because in this live stream I'm not talking about 5G and advantages of 5G, because there's enough stuff floating around on the internet which will tell you why 5G. I'm telling you about the next step, the immediate next step, especially for business. So like to know your comments, and if you have any suggestion, feel free to send in your suggestions. As always, thanks for watching, and I will meet you again tomorrow with some thought-provoking business opportunities, ideas, or any information. Till then, please take care. Bye bye.